Watch enthusiasts and buyers often take pride in their knowledge of luxury watch brands, but it's important to know that not all brands are created equal. While bigger luxury brands are typically worth more, some lesser-known brands offer timeless designs that deserve more attention. However, discussing underrated luxury watches can be subjective and controversial, as opinions can vary based on how the public anticipates new models and the honest opinions of enthusiasts. With investment opportunities playing a larger role in timepiece collecting than ever before, it's crucial to consider different perspectives, including those of consumers, retailers, manufacturers, and media sources. Welcome to another episode of The Steady Ticker. Do you have a soft spot for watches? Subscribe now to The Steady Ticker and click the notification bell to keep posted on the latest news on different luxury watch brands and its industry. We create content and trivias, intricacies, history, and anything under the weather about luxury watch brands and their models. For this video, we will highlight a list of underrated luxury timepieces that deserve more credit and attention in the market. When one thinks of a popular timepiece model, well known among watch collectors and enthusiasts worldwide, some names that may come to mind are the Rolex Submariner, Omega Speedmaster, Patek Philippe Nautilus, and Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, among others. However, in this video, we'll focus on lesser-known timepieces that have unique names and stories that complement those of the bigger luxury watch brands, but have yet to establish their claim in the watch industry. First off, the Breitling Navitimer 806. The Breitling Navitimer 806, also known as the Sophisticated Calculator, is a timepiece from the Swiss chronometer company Breitling. The Navitimer is highly regarded for its special features that allow users to measure speed, fuel usage, altitude, and descent rates, among other calculations. Originally introduced in 1952, the Navitimer serves as the pilot's watch for Breitling and is equipped with a multifaceted slide rule vessel, making it one of the most advanced pilot's watches ever created. It was once considered as a must-have tool for professional aircraft pilots worldwide. The Breitling Navitimer 806 is not only a sophisticated tool watch, but also a beautiful timepiece with a classic design. The reverse panda dial, with its black background and white sub-dials, is a timeless combination that still looks great today. The use of a synthesized crystal was necessary at the time to protect the dial from scratches and other damage that could occur during the use of a tool watch like the Navitimer. The Venus 178 caliber, used in the majority of Navitimer 806 examples, is a highly regarded movement in the watch community. It was produced by Fabrique de Boche Venus SA and has become an antique, adding to the historical significance of the watch. The 12-hour and 30-minute chronograph counters, along with the small seconds, make it a practical tool for pilots and other professionals who need to measure elapsed time accurately. The 18,000 vibrations per hour and 45-hour power reserve are also impressive features for a watch of this era. The Breitling Navitimer 806 1959 re-edition from 2019 is a modern interpretation of the classic model. It features a 41mm case made of stainless steel and has a black dial with white sub-dials in the reverse panda configuration. The dial is protected by a synthetic sapphire crystal, which is more scratch-resistant than the synthetic crystal used in the original Navitimer 806. The watch is powered by the Breitling manufacture caliber B09, which is based on the brand's in-house caliber 01 movement and has a power reserve of 70 hours. The Breitling Navitimer 806 1959 re-edition is a limited edition of 1959 pieces, which makes it a desirable addition to any collection. Furthermore, the Breitling Navitimer 806 has maintained a steady financial performance over the past 12 years. In 2010, you could purchase a used watch for around $3,000, but during the latter half of 2022, the same watch will cost closer to $5,000, representing a 66% increase in value. For those who like the look of the Navitimer reference 806 but want something more practical for everyday wear, the Breitling Navitimer 806 1959 re-edition from 2019 is a good option. This watch has seen a significant increase in value of nearly 25% in the last 2 years, despite having similar measurements and visual appearance to the previous version. The latest version of the watch is technologically upgraded with modern manufacturing processes and is powered by a manual in-house caliber B09, which has a higher frequency of 28,800 vibrations per hour and a longer power reserve of 70 hours. Another luxurious timepiece that a lot of people fail to notice is Jaeger-Lecoultre Reverso. The Jaeger-Lecoultre Reverso is recognized as a pioneer of watches with reversible cases. Jaeger-Lecoultre, a luxury Swiss watch manufacturer, has a deep association with its most renowned model, the Reverso. Originally created for polo players in the 1930s, the Reverso's reversible case allowed the wearer to flip the dial side down, providing protection from impacts and rendering cracked watch glass obsolete on the sports field. Over time, the Reverso gained popularity among various eminent personalities, and the brand experimented with innovative materials and impressive complications, such as the Platinum Reverso Gyro-Tourbillon II. However, Jaeger-Lecoultre has always maintained a simple basic model in its collection, including the stainless steel Reverso Classic Medium Ref 250.8.86, measuring 23 by 38 mm. This gender-neutral timepiece features the iconic 1930s style, with a simple two-hand display for hours and minutes, Arabic numerals, and a center minute track. Additionally, the watch's reversible case is powered by the in-house caliber 846 or 846-1, which Jaeger-Lecoultre has been manufacturing since the mid-1970s, housed inside the watch's chrome bumper case. The manual caliber operates at a moderate speed of 21,600 vibrations per hour and has a power reserve of 40 hours. Thirdly, the Cartier Santos is also a luxury watch that fails to receive the attention that it deserves. While some watch enthusiasts may already be aware, it may come as no surprise to others that the Cartier Santos holds 3 superlatives. This timepiece is known as the world's first pilot watch, the first men's wristwatch, and the Cartier's earliest line, dating back to 1904. The Santos model was designed by the French luxury watch and jewelry producer for Brazilian aviation pioneer Alberto Santos Dumont. During that time, round pocket watches were the norm, and the Santos' square case with novel integrated grips created a sensation. The large Roman numerals and the distinct locomotive minute track at the center of the dial are some of its key design elements that have remained unchanged to this day. Throughout the years, Cartier has released various versions of the Santos watch, experimenting with different case materials including gold and titanium, and incorporating multiple complications such as a chronograph, moon phase, and rotating bezel. Each of these iterations have been successful, but the Cartier Santos 100 XL with reference 2656, released in 2004 to commemorate the model's 100th anniversary, remains particularly noteworthy. This version's dial layout remains true to the traditional Santos design. The Cartier Santos 100 XL features a larger case measuring 38 by 51 mm, making it well suited for those with larger wrists. It is powered by the Cartier 049 caliber, which uses the reliable ETA 2892-2 movement. With a power reserve of 42 hours and a frequency of 28,800 vibrations per hour, the watch is not particularly advanced technology, but it is renowned for its exceptional build quality, rich history, and undeniable charisma. These qualities, along with its strong financial performance, set it apart from the competition. Next on the list is Grand Seiko SBGA 231 SBGA 229. When one thinks of the Grand Seiko, it is typically associated with classic and versatile dress watches, as well as more casual dress watches. However, one watch from the brand that is often overlooked is the driver's watch, the SBGA 231, its titanium variation, or the SBGA 229 steel variation, which some consider to be a competitor to the Rolex Submariner. There are numerous videos online that suggest alternative watches to Rolex. However, the Grand Seiko SBGA 231 or SBGA 229 is not frequently mentioned. This watch possesses many attributes that one looks for in the Grand Seiko timepiece, such as a spring drive movement, 72-hour power reserve, and a bulky dive watch design that does not include an unappealing cyclops. The only potential drawback of this watch is its 44mm case size, but this could be the perfect one for you if you prefer a larger timepiece. Last but not the least is the Tudor knot flag. The North Flag watch is the first thing that comes to mind when undervalued Tudor watches are thought of, even though it's no longer available in the current catalogue. The North Flag has an exceptional design and specifications, which give the timepiece an overall straightforward appearance. The watch's in-house caliber movement and 70-hour power reserve make it stand out, and its design language is unique, making it distinct from Rolex or any other brand. Taking a quick glance at this watch, it can be observed that it has a case size of 40mm with a thickness of 13.4mm, and the lugs are about 50mm long. It boasts a water resistance of 100 meters, and the movement is an automatic in-house one. The watch has a sapphire crystal and an integrated bracelet, with a retail price of $3,675. The Tudor North Flag takes inspiration from several vintage pieces, but it incorporates them into its design without entirely replicating them. This watch possesses several design traits that make it stand out, but also possibly make it unappealing to some potential buyers due to its unconventional appearance. Compared to other Tudor and Rolex watches, the North Flag has a distinct look that is sure to appeal to watch enthusiasts. Its unique case design does not have traditional lugs, but rather two extended surfaces that protrude outward, housing an integrated bracelet. This gives the watch a retro 70s design. Additionally, the watch is available with both a steel bracelet and a black leather strap with yellow accents that complement the dial. The North Flag was the first Tudor watch to feature an in-house caliber movement, specifically the MT5621 movement. This cost-certified movement is straightforward and boasts a 70-hour power reserve, operating at a frequency of 28,800 beats per hour or 4 Hz. The free-sprung balance wheel is held by 2 bridges and features an anti-magnetic hairspring made of silicon. This watch is truly a watch lover's watch, akin to someone wearing a Rolex Explorer. It's not the kind of watch that an average person who has a few $1,000s to spend would buy. Instead, it is purchased with intention by a particular enthusiast who seeks a tool that does not necessarily conform to conventional norms. Moreover, the North Flag represents a significant time for Tudor and has all the indications of becoming a future cult classic in the collecting community. With its movement and unique design, this watch truly marks a period of revitalization for Tudor, which, while closely associated with Rolex, shows with its timepiece its willingness to step up to the plate and develop a more distinctly defined independent identity. That wraps up this episode on luxury watches that deserve more attention. This is evidence that no luxury timepiece is ever wasteful. Tell us in the comments below which of these watches you fell in love with at first sight. Want to hear more about watches? Hit the subscribe button below to support this steady ticker channel and click the notification bell to instantly know about our new videos on luxury watches. See you in the next one.